What's up, homie? This is Cat from the Monkey Making Misplaced channel, here with another deck profile. Today I'm going to profile Granfia. Starting off with the right line, we're starting off with the pure one. Some people play the Aurora right line for the plant generation, but honestly, in this deck, you make more than enough plant tokens for the effects, so you do not need him. The reason we play this one as well, because he gives you a plant token when he's ridden upon by him, and when you would ride upon Granfia, you don't have to pitch a card. So it saves you a card. And in this deck, every card matters. We play a lot of cards that draw for that very same reason, to see more combo pieces, to see more shield. The deck needs it, and as you'll see with my choices earlier, the deck has a pretty good grade 2 game as well because of orange. We'll talk about that later. So against like matches like Chrono and Messiah, you have pretty decent, but once they ride into grade 3, then you can start using all of your cards, and you can make some really good columns, really good power, and draw a lot of cards. Going to grade 3s, we play 3 more Granfia and 1 more Chalice. Persona Ride is really good in this deck specifically because it just gives you more power, which the deck desperately needs. And what Granfia does, at the end of the battle, he attacks. You can retire a total up to 5 plant tokens, one of them including an Overrose, minimum of 3, to restand a rear guard, and he gets +5 for each plant token you retire. And what is a Noble Rose? That would be this. The way you make her is if you have a board of plant tokens, all you gotta do is Soul Blast 1, and they become gauges for her. And she gets +5 for every plant gauge under her. So kind of like a Tachikaze feel in Stokea. For the other grade 3s, we play 3 Clapping Dragon. He's really good. He replaced his support grade 3, which was the P. The reason is, the P was Counterblast 1 to get 10k and retire a rear guard. He gets Counterblast 1 as long as you have 3 units in the back row. He'll get +10 and a draw, which is just a stripped upgrade. And of course, this is Stokea, so we play the mandatory Inlet Pulse. We are a 4-attack deck. This gives you Soul and it draws you a card. And Soul is also a pretty decent resource in this deck. Just a really good card overall. Going on to the grade 2s. Probably the best card in the deck, Orange. The reason he's really good, you can start using him on grade 2. As long as you have Granfia Vanguard, on place he'll make a plant token, and then during the battle phase he'll make another plant token. So you'll get really interesting board states where it'll be him, and then you place them from the grade 1 effect, and then 2 more just by playing him. This is what I mean where you have a really good grade 2 game, you have a full board essentially, and that's just really good in this current meta. That's why we max out on the orange. The only other grade 2 we play is Timeline Dragon. Now, to be completely honest, this is your flex spot. You can replace this with anything you want. I use Thailand because during Superior Ride, you can Soul Blast 1 to give him and another unit 10k. Now, the main issue this deck deals with is power. It doesn't really make a lot of power for your whole board. And he helps with that, but that's all he really does, and you have to be on Superior Ride to get the effect, which is why we only play the 2. Hopefully with better support in the future, we can find something to replace them. I do have other options I can show you at the end of the video to replace them with. I just found the most success with this specific grade 2. And overall, I've been liking it. It helps, like I said, with the power columns. It allows me to hit even through defensives. And I've been really enjoying it. So that's all the grade 2s. Moving on to the grade 1s. We play the 4 promo. Extremely good card. During the battle phase, you just get a plant token, and then if you have the Noble Rose token, you get the Counterblast 1 and draw a card. Really good card. It helped a lot with the deck. It makes a plant token. It gets you a card. This is everything you would want in a support card. Going on with the other one, we play 3 Pumpkin. For a single Soul Blast, you get 2 tokens, so you're on Granfia, which is really, really good. No retire, no anything. So that's just 2 more plant gauges for your Noble Rose. Or if you're not on Noble Rose, that's just another column. And then we play 3 of the Mushrooms. Really good card as well. He puts himself into Soul to make 2 tokens, or 2 plant gauges, which gives you Soul, And then if you're on grade 3, he gives a unit +5. So it just helps with the power. Honestly, these ratios are really good. I've had the most success with this specific lineup. You can try to mess around with it. I would highly recommend this number, but let me know in the comments what you guys have used. Maybe bump any of these up, maybe bump this down. But this is what I've had the most fun with. It allows me to play the deck to what I want it to be. And of course, the mandatory grade 1 PG. Like I said in my last deck roll, I do not have Elementary at the moment. I would definitely replace one of these with that. But staple, you gotta play it, just really good. For the triggers, we play a crit. Now, while the crit isn't completely necessary in this deck, because you have other ways of making soul, it is nice to have this as a backup just in case. You're never really in need of soul, but you never know. So I do recommend playing this crit if you have it. If you don't, it's okay. But it is actually really good in this deck. Then we play 3 front. I'm testing out the front over draws. I like draws in this deck because you want to see more cards. But I honestly prioritize power in this specific build because it doesn't really matter how many cards you have if you can't hit your opponent. Plus, this gives you more shield to survive their turns. So you could try draws. I might myself replace these with 3 draws. But again, this is what I've seen the most success with. And I've been liking this a lot more than draws. And then 2 vanilla heals, 2 effect heals. You can use any effect heals you want. You can even use 2 more vanillas. I like the crit one because it works against it works against Messiah, it works against Gandiva, and it works against Ava. And then the multi-attack one, same thing. So that's why I've been trying these out for the new format. I've been enjoying them extremely well. And then the Stokea OT, just really good. I think it's just better than the Great Elemental we want to have at the moment. It does everything you want. Heal, power, and crit. Honestly, I don't think you should play anything else other than this OT. So that's my current list. I'm going to show you some budget options. We do have, for instance, the Cycler from the latest set. Really good. It's the Mega Colony style. It stuns your opponent's front row, so it allows you to hit them. They can't intercept, so it's less shield for them. I haven't tried this just yet because it just came out, but I might replace Thailand Dragon with her because I think she might actually be better than Thailand Dragon. Some other options is revival cards, such as her and these 2 orders. I don't see the worth in these cards. Some people have tried them out. I've never been in the need of reviving my units. That's because I play a lot of draw cards, so I actually see more cards. So instead of playing draw cards, you can play these if you don't have them, such as Clapping Dragon. Maybe play this. The promos, you can try some of these. You could also try Moth Girl. Moth Girl is not too great though, because you have to retire 2 rear guards, but it gives you a draw. Which again, the promo is just better, but the promo is also like $9, so pretty decent budget option. These might be better than her though, because they revive a unit. So kind of the same thing. You're not drawing cards, but you're seeing the units you want, and it gives them power. And as I said, draw trigger. You can replace the front with these. I would still keep the 8 crit though, because it allows you to kill your opponent faster. Because Granfia is not a grind deck. It is a kill you as fast as possible deck. So I would not go lower than 8 crit. Overall, the deck is a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it quite a lot. I wish it was stronger. Maybe, hopefully, with future support, the deck will get a lot better. I think we need more cards like Clapping Dragon, but in theme, that maybe make more plant tokens, or maybe something that'll protect your Noble Rose token during your opponent's turn, because we do have Gandiva in the format now. But overall, I think if you have about $60, this deck is pretty good to try out. This is Cat from the Monkey Making Misplays channel. See you on the next one.